Damn, look at that, they broke the mold. Give you some more, make you overdose. Damn, look at that, they broke the mold. Give you some more. Damn, look at that, they broke the mold. Give you some more, make you overdose. Damn, look at that, they broke the mold. Give you some more.
Damn, look at that, they broke the mold. Give you some more, make you overdose. Damn, look at that, they broke the mold. Give you some more.
Real bad, just got it like that, got it like that, got it like that. Real bad, just got it like that, got it like that, got it like that.
And there we go. So welcome everybody to today's exclusive unboxing event. We're literally thrilled that you're joining us for what we believe will fundamentally transform how you approach learning and development content creation. My name's Daniel Nathan, Chief Customer Officer at Powtoon, and I'll be your host today. For those of you who have joined our previous unboxing event back in June, and maybe even our Prompt and Play Masterclass in August of this year, welcome back. For those of you who are new to Powtoon, you're in for something truly special. Today, we're revealing capabilities that take everything we've shown previously and multiply it exponentially. So we're moving from creating single videos to generating complete communication campaigns inside Powtoon. And to help us understand the strategic implications of what we're unveiling, I am delighted to introduce our expert guest today, Mitch Wells, Organizational Change Management Lead at Martin. Mitch brings, Lockheed Martin, I should say. Mitch brings deep expertise in how organizations actually drive behavioral change at scale, which is exactly what today's capabilities enable. Mitch, welcome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you very much, Dan. I'd like to say that we haven't been Martin for about 100 years, so I appreciate you correcting that.
No worries. I was just taking it back to old school. So
old school. That's seriously old school. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. So before we dive into today's big reveal, let's recap where Powtoon has been before. In our first unboxing I mentioned previously, we had back in June, we showed you our document to video transformation, right? So upload let's say a 40-page manual and get back a professional video. Now that alone was transformational for many teams, including Mitch's. Now what you're just going to see on screen now was that evolution, okay? Text to video with Google VO3, so turning prompts into cinematic footage. So this is just a refresher, a reminder, a reinforcement, if you like, of what we've shown previously.
Oh no, here it comes. So, did your Tinder match survive date night?
It was clearly meant to be a joke, but not everyone is laughing. Discomfort can be silent. Intent doesn't erase impact.
Man, you're wild.
Your choices shape your culture. Doing the right thing starts with speaking up.
I'm really sorry. That joke was out of line.
I want to show that again. Okay, so that was amazing. And this is what we heard from you after that session. You all said that video and that procedure was amazing, but we need more than just one video, okay? We need a trailer, for example, to grab attention, right? Micro-learning modules for knowledge transfer. We wanted training videos for skill building and, let's say, reinforcement content to make it stick. So you were asking us for complete campaigns, not just single assets like the video you just saw. Today, we're showing you exactly that, okay? But more importantly, it's the gateway to something bigger, right? The ability to transform any input into any video output that you might need, right? This isn't about adding new features. That's not what we've done here at Powtoon. What we've done is we've fundamentally changed your workflow from a tactical and reactive content creation to strategic communication campaigns. Let me show you what I mean through our agenda, okay? This is what we're going to cover over the next, let's say, 40 minutes or so. First of all, we're going to show you Powtoon's unified AI video approach, okay? We're going to make sure you all understand the foundation of our platform. Secondly, we're going to dive deep into ADKAR change management framework with Mitch. And this bit's going to be crucial because it shows you're not just making videos, you're driving organizational change using proven methodologies. And then you'll see Powtoon generate multiple video formats from a single source, each one optimized for different stages of your audience's journey. We'll showcase other features, including our new timeline editor and integration for brand consistency and all our core capabilities, or some of our core capabilities inside Powtoon. And then finally, Q&A, where we'll address your questions and your specific use cases. But before I sort of get it into the unboxing, let me just put this into context. For you, those of you who are new to Powtoon, here's what you need to know. Powtoon is the unified AI video platform combining all the best-in-class AI engines, so from things like AI translations to AI text-to-image and text-to-video features using things like HeyGen and Google VO, Colossian, 11 Labs, that type of thing. Together with Powtoon's proprietary video platform, this enables you to easily create and scale and share professional video communications. But what is it that actually makes us unified? Well, it's here on screen. AI transformation at scale. So at Powtoon, we're no longer just a video tool. We're enabling your organization's AI transformation journey, okay? With Powtoon, you can empower your organization. Powtoon is not just a tool for your creative teams or external vendors. Anyone will be able to use Powtoon. And compliance and security, we've taken that into account as well. So our compliance and security is built into every aspect of Powtoon Enterprise, okay? So providing comprehensive security and compliance designed for even the most demanding of enterprise environments, okay? And the result is you're no longer just making videos faster, you're fundamentally changing how knowledge flows through your organization, okay? Now, let me show you why this matters at two different levels, operationally and strategically, because the real power isn't just making content creation faster. It's in what you can do operationally. It's what that operational efficiency enables your organization to do strategically, okay? So let's start with the operational benefits of what we're talking about here, okay? The immediate, tangible changes to your team, to your organization that these things bring. So we're talking from days to minutes, okay? You can reduce video development time from days to minutes. So what used to require external vendors and multiple review cycles and just endless production cycles now happens during your morning coffee, okay? You can empower now everybody. So you can empower even non-technical, non-creative team members to create professional video at scale. Your SMEs, right? Your subject matter experts can now directly create the videos they envision without depending on creative teams or external agencies, okay? Now, these aren't incremental improvements. This is a workflow transformation. This is where it gets really interesting, right? The strategic implications of what we're talking about today. The audience journey. So you're able to target specific stages with tailored content. So different moments of change require different video communications, right? So awareness needs attention-grabbing trailers, right? Knowledge transfer needs, let's say, detailed explainers, right? And skill building needs step-by-step demonstrations. And you can now create all of these from a single document with Powtoon. And the impact, you move from a single video creation to driving real strategic change, right? So when you can create video communications quickly and easily, you're no longer limited by production bottlenecks, right? You can actually implement comprehensive and cohesive change using these incredible strategies, okay? Using these incredible change management strategies that were previously impossible due to the constraints on your resources, right? So change management. For change management, you can leverage the ADKAR and ADDI models. And this is where Mitch is going to come in very, very shortly. You're not just making videos, you're creating effective change management campaigns based on ADKAR, which we will dive deeply into very shortly, and using proven L&D methodologies, things like ADDIE, right, which is analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation, right? So the speed and flexibility of the Powtoon platform means you can actually execute on these frameworks, actually execute on them, not just reference them in strategy documents. And this is why we say you're moving from tactical or reactive content creation to strategic content creation. You're not just a faster creator anymore, you're enabling organizational transformation. So Mitch, this is where I'd like to bring you in, and we'd love to hear from you.
So I'm going to focus on change management. So let me tell you why all of what Dan just talked about matters from my change management perspective. So in my work as a ProSci certified change practitioner and ProSci licensed instructor, I see this challenge constantly. Organizations know they need to change. They have the strategy documented, but they can't execute because they struggle to create the content that actually moves the impacted individuals through the change journey. They end up with a beautifully designed change management plan and a single all hands email to execute it. And boy, do I have some stories. When you can quickly create content for every stage of the journey, suddenly proven methodologies like ADKAR, which I'm about to dive into, aren't just frameworks, they're actionable playbooks. Let me show you what I mean. ADKAR was developed by ProSci. ProSci is the global leader in change management research and one of the most widely used change management models, and for good reason. It maps the individual journey through organizational change. So let me walk you through the acronym, and we're going to take these in sequence as you see. The A is for awareness. People need to know what change is coming, why it matters, and also the risks of not changing. To address this, we create short, compelling content that breaks through the noise and creates that initial awareness. D is for desire. Awareness, frankly, isn't enough. We need people to be able to support and participate in the change. And so this is where emotionally engaging storytelling comes in. It connects change to personal benefit, and it shows the human side, which builds genuine motivation. The K is for knowledge. Now they want to change, but they need to understand how. As change practitioners, we transfer skills and knowledge required to implement the change, and we do that by creating comprehensive content that builds understanding. But understanding isn't the same as doing. That's what K is for. The K is the K. There's a huge difference between knowledge and ability. So let me explain. The K for knowledge needs to translate into the second A, which stands for ability. Ability is the capability to implement the required skills and behavior. So it's a distinction between that and knowledge. This involves ensuring that individuals can apply the knowledge in practice and have the resources and support they need to perform effectively in the new environment. To translate knowledge into ability, we need bite-sized content at the point of need to build actual capability and confidence. And finally, the R is for reinforcement. To ensure that the change sticks, we need to produce content that celebrates successes and solidifies the new behaviors and practices within the organization. It takes effort to create all of this content, and it's a challenge for most organizations. It typically takes months to design, develop, review, correct, redevelop, publish, and all at the same time. The time it takes to do all of those things, the change has already passed. So this is where video changes the entire journey. And it changes how change management content is actually consumed. So we can create attention-grabbing trailers for awareness. And these are like 30-second teasers that grab the attention in your crowded inbox. And I've personally used Powtoon a number of times to create those things that stand out with some motion in the inbox. Emotionally engaging storytelling videos for desire. And this looks like narrative-driven content that helps to build that motivation. It could be detailed explainer videos and tutorials for knowledge. These are like comprehensive walkthroughs that help to build understanding. And then importantly, step-by-step how-to guides for ability. These are practical demonstrations that build that capability. It's like see it, try it, do it. And again, at the point of need. That's what this microlearning is about. So remember, for reinforcement rather, these are like reminder videos and success celebrations. We don't want to forget reinforcement. This is ongoing content that helps the change to stick. So you're not creating one video and hoping that it works across all of these ADKAR stages. You're creating the perfect piece of content for every step of your audience's journey. This is strategic change management made operationally feasible. So let me make this even a little more concrete with what you can actually create. So for each of these ADKAR stages, you have multiple video format options. For instance, in the awareness stage, we can have teasers or trailers, we can have change overviews or summary videos. These are all designed to grab attention and create awareness quickly. For our desire stage, we can create action-based stories. We can create compelling B-roll narratives. This is content that makes people want to engage in the change. For the knowledge stage, we have training demonstrations, we have animated explainers, we have presentation style tutorials, complete video-based courses with quizzes and interactions. This is comprehensive knowledge transfer in digestible formats. And for the ability stage, we have microlearning modules that meet users, again, at their point of need. It's this hands-on skill-building content. And then finally, for the reinforcement stage, we have reminder snippets, we have success celebration videos, we have ongoing reinforcement to make that change permanent. This is the step that's often left out when you're thinking about how do I transfer this information, but to me, it's the most important. So this bottom row here shows all you can execute with these various visual styles: B-roll footage, presentations, animations, VO generated content, and interactive avatars. With Powtoon, you get one platform. You can create complete change management campaigns, and that's a strategic value. So Dan, take it back over to you so you can show these folks how it actually works.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mitch. Okay, guys. So what you're going to see now is all what Mitch and myself were talking about. So let's see this in action. Let's jump into the platform. Okay, so what we're about to demonstrate now is a practical application of everything Mitch just described. So transforming a single source document into a complete change management campaign. And here is our source material. So this is Accenture's 50-page code of business ethics. Accenture, of course, are the multinational management consultancy firm. This is a document, by the way, that's publicly available from their website. We pulled it from their website. And I think it's representative of the compliance documentation that every single large organization manages, okay? It's about 50-ish pages of critical content, so essential for organizational compliance. And traditionally speaking, this will become a mandatory reading assignment that's very tough to remember and very tough to complete. So what you're about to see now is the alternative, a strategic content architecture that meets employees at every stage of their change journey. And this here is our ADKAR AI solution in Powtoon. This is a purpose-built application that operationalizes change management frameworks, in this case, ADKAR. So watch what happens when we upload our Accenture document into the ADKAR solution. You can also upload any type of document, and in fact, multiple documents containing various sources of information. We're going to click Generate ADKAR segment. So it's basically going to generate ADKAR briefs for each stage of the ADKAR journey. Okay, now the system is going to analyze the content and intelligently generate multiple video briefs, each one of them optimized for the specific stage of the ADKAR journey. For the purpose of time, we've already done this, okay? And let's have a look and see the different types of briefs for a video it's created. So first of all, the awareness version, which is, let's say, condensed attention-grabbing highlights designed to generate initial understanding. Let's have a look at the desire version. The desire version is like a benefit-focused narrative that builds, I suppose, personal motivation. Then we've got the knowledge brief, and this really is structured for comprehensive micro-learning delivery. And then when it comes to the ability briefs, we've created 6 of them, 6 chapters, basically. So chapter-based training architecture for skill building, okay? And then if we go down to the bottom, we've created, looks like 3 reinforcement briefs. And these are basically key takeaway summaries for ongoing engagement and reinforcement. So what happens there is basically the platform selects the most appropriate video for each stage's objective and initiates a batch process. It's now going to take those briefs and build Powtoons for each individual one, okay? So it's creating now in Powtoon. For the purpose of time, we've already done that, okay? What happens when you click Generate in Powtoon is those documents, those briefs will interface directly with Powtoon's document-to-video engine, generating all those outputs automatically into organized folders for appropriate for appropriate naming conventions and immediate deployment, okay? Now this here is the execution gap solution that Mitch described a little earlier. So from one source document to complete campaign architecture in minutes, not months, okay? So let's examine the outputs this platform generates, okay? So as I said, each video serves a specific purpose in your change management campaign. I'm going to play a few seconds of the desire video, first of all.
Ever wondered how following the code of business ethics could make your job smoother and your company stronger? Embrace Accenture's ethical framework and discover personal and organizational advantages that shape your work environment positively. Let's get informed and inspired.
Okay, so that desire video is basically a, let's say, benefit-focused narrative that builds a personal motivation, okay? And it's actually built, if anyone's used our document-to-video feature, which we know a lot of you have, it's actually built on our current B-roll style video outputs from document-to-video, right? Where you've got B-roll in the background, you've got text on screen, and a very professional voiceover. So that's currently available, that style of output, through our knowledge-to-video, from our document-to-video. The next thing I'm going to play for you is our knowledge video. Play this for.
How does integrity shape the foundation of our work? Delve into Accenture's Code of Business Ethics, designed to ensure all our actions align with the highest standards of ethical behavior. In this presentation, we'll cover about the code, making good decisions, how to raise concerns, and 6 fundamental behaviors.
So there you go. So this knowledge transfer video, if you like, is a comprehensive, detailed, structured video for information retention, right? And it's actually leveraging our new presentation style output, which will be available soon. Now I'm going to open this up inside the studio. Here we go. We've already opened it. And this is really what differentiates Powtoon's unified approach, right? So once the AI has generated your initial videos, you then, of course, got complete access to the entire Powtoon studio. So our extensive media library, you've got the full Powtoon AI suite, all the core capabilities of Powtoon to refine and perfect every asset. And here is really where you maintain that sort of creative control whilst leveraging AI acceleration. And this, I think, is the balance that enterprises need, right? So AI speed with human refinement, right? So producing content that's not just fast, but strategically effective, okay? So back to this style of video. As I said before, many of you have experienced our document-to-video capabilities, so you'll be aware of that previously, that current B-roll style output. This here is the new presentation style. As I say, that's going to be available in a few weeks. So notice it's a really professional layout designed for knowledge retention. And this format of output style is going to be available to all enterprise customers in the coming weeks. And the subsequent release will also include the ability for you to automatically have avatars included in the output video. Now, when it comes to avatars, we've had them for some time. We have a fantastic integration with both HeyGen and Colossian for our avatars. We have about 500 generic avatars. We also now have the ability for you to upload your own custom avatar. So if you want your audience to have a familiar face to look at, to have that message delivered by someone familiar inside the organization, then custom avatars could be the way. But they're a great way basically to introduce a virtual presenter to your content. So delivering that content in a, let's say, an alternative human way. Okay, I can just show you how that avatar sounds on the video.
Delve into Accenture's Code of Business Ethics, designed to ensure all our actions align with the highest standards of ethical behavior.
So there we go. So you can think how your avatar provides context at the chapter introduction, right? And then transitions seamlessly to the actual delivery of content. And this avatar, you know, the presence of this avatar isn't for novelty's sake. It's strategic use of human representation at moments that research shows us increased learner connection and retention. Now, also coming up shortly, you're going to see a new and improved timeline, okay, as I'm showing you here. So anyone who's used Powtoon before, you'll be familiar that we have, or you're able to place assets at quarter-second increments on the timeline. So we're actually increasing that now to 30th second increments on the timeline. And that means basically you're going to have more granular control of your assets, something that many of you have asked for. Now, I want to preview our highly anticipated animation style format, okay? This is the next stage in our output format for document to video. It's currently in development and scheduled for a Q1 release 2026. Let me show you how that looks.
Welcome. In a few minutes, we'll turn core ethics principles into practical choices you can make every day. Our culture asks everyone to speak up without fear, treat colleagues with dignity, and disclose conflicts early. If something feels off, talk to your manager, HR, legal, or the business ethics helpline. Concerns are handled confidentially, with sensitivity and urgency.
Now I want to show you the ability stage of our ADKAR campaign. Okay, as you saw before, and you can see here, we've developed multiple chapter-based training videos. I'll just play this one very quickly for you.
How do we ensure every action at Accenture truly reflects our core values? Discover how standard operating procedures can make integrity and respect second nature in your daily work.
There we go. So let's open this one up inside the studio. There we go. It's already open. So the other thing I wanted to show you here are intro chapter scenes. So what you can do in Powtoon is you can create scenes and then have them saved in your scenes folder, as well as share them with the rest of the organization. So for example, in this case, we've created chapter scenes, okay, to act essentially as bookends, intro slide, outro slide for all our training content. And that way, of course, once you've created something on brand, you're then able to ensure that it matches the sort of brand identity of your organization. You'll have clear, consistent branding throughout, and of course, clear learning objectives. And the type of scenes that you can build and reuse time and time again include things like chapter openings that set expectations, transition scenes that go from one scene to the next, right? And also chapter conclusion slides with coming next previews. So this capability means you can leverage high quality content and rapidly customize it to your exact requirements, eliminating the choice between speed and brand. So with Powtoon, you get both. Now, after seeing our ADKAR solution model, which of the following challenges or use cases would you most like Powtoon to develop a solution for next? We're going to put a survey up on the screen. Please select all the options that apply, and that would be great. So we've now generated our complete ADKAR campaign, right? Multiple videos, each optimized for a specific stage of the change journey. Now, this is actually where most content creation platforms stop. Now, over the last few months, we've been working behind the scenes, and I'm excited to introduce you to Powtoon Arena. So Powtoon Arena transforms Powtoon from just a video platform into a complete knowledge activation platform. So this is the final piece that enables you to create, of course, in Powtoon, but also to deploy, measure, and optimize your knowledge activation strategy all within one unified platform. So you can create channels inside Arena and upload content, okay? It's very easy to upload video. You can upload from a URL you have, so anything from Wistia, YouTube, Vimeo, anything like that, you can upload directly from Powtoon, and from your computer, sorry. And you can also directly upload from Powtoon, right? So you can go into Insert Powtoons, and from here we can upload your awareness videos, your desire videos directly into Powtoon as you need, okay? And of course, you can run a campaign just like marketers do. You can then go into the videos and share those videos through various channels, such as Microsoft Teams. So for those of you who are integrated within the Microsoft ecosystem, you can easily share those channels, those videos directly inside Teams. You can select the copy link option and embed them within your intranet, Wistia, email distribution links, WhatsApp, that type of thing, okay, as well. Now, here's where Arena becomes strategically powerful. We're talking enterprise-grade analytics that show exactly how your campaign or your video is performing, okay? So you can fine-tune as you need. You can see here, engagement rate, how many viewers were watching at a time, drop-off rate, where perhaps you need to optimize your video. You're really able to get to granular level detail. So you can see who's watched it, you can see completion rate, how many sessions, engagement duration, all that type of thing. You can also see viewer segmentation, so you can analyze performance across various departments, okay, or geographical regions, or any custom cohort that you define. And beyond just individual awareness campaigns, Arena enables structured learning experiences. So you can actually build comprehensive courses by organizing your knowledge and ability videos, for example, into sequential learning paths. Okay, so you have the ability here to add quizzes, to upload videos and add quizzes to really understand if people are engaging and understanding with your message. Okay, so you have the ability here to add questions and quizzes to ensure compliance and understanding of your material. And of course, we offer course level analytics as well to understand what is working and ensure compliance throughout. And there we go. So before we move on, I mentioned previously a quick survey that's going to appear on the screen. So based on that preview of Powtoon Arena, which of the following challenges, a little survey is going to pop up on the screen. Which of the following challenges do you believe Arena could help your organization address? Check any that apply. Give it a few seconds for people to answer. And I want to touch also quickly on the ADKAR model that I was referring to a little while ago. The ADKAR model that we've built for you inside Powtoon, I'm going to show you where it is. It might not be so obvious straight away. We are going to add a few little pop-up messages so you know. But when you're inside the studio, the workspace here, what you're seeing here is the workspace. Go over to here, Labs. Okay, click on Labs. And you've got two options. You've got ADKAR Video Generator and Prompt Director. Prompt Director is a phenomenal tool we unboxed to you in August. Basically, take a short brief of a video. We'll create incredibly complex, highly detailed cinematic prompts for you to use inside Google VO3 and Powtoon to produce some amazing stuff. That's not the topic for today. The topic, of course, is ADKAR and how you can use Powtoon to drive change inside your organization. You access it here. So I'll just go back a second. How do I go back? I just want to go back so everyone can see what I mean. You go to Workspace, you go to Labs, it opens up here inside Powtoon, click on ADKAR Generator, and you will be good to go. It'll load any second, and there you go. And you start your transformation from here, upload your document as I showed you in the demo, and you're good to go from there. Okay, so let's get rid of the survey now. So there we go. Thank you very much for answering that question. And also let's bring Mitch back into, I believe Mitch has rejoined us. I just want to take a step back for a second because I appreciate there's a lot to digest there. The questions are going crazy, and thank you so much for engagement. A lot of people have been asked about the recording. Yes, this is being recorded, so you'll definitely get a copy of this it's in your inbox in the next 24 to 48 hours. But let me just contextualize here what you've just witnessed, right? The Powtoon unified approach, as we call it. This is the transformation that we've been discussing throughout this session, okay? From tactical content creation to strategic change management capability, right? Going from single video outputs to complete campaigns that change behavior inside your organization. From unmeasured deployment to data-driven knowledge activation that I showed you through Powtoon Arena. And then also from just like tool sprawl, okay? Just too many tools, expensive tools in your tech stack to one unified platform infrastructure, okay? So the question really isn't whether this transformation is possible. You've just seen it demonstrated here. The question really is, what's your timeline for implementing this strategic shift in your organization? Okay. Before we move into the Q&A, which we're going to do in a second, I've just got another quick question I want to ask you. that's going to pop up on the screen right now. Based on what you've seen today, do you have a piece of learning that you could apply the ADKAR model to today? So the question is going to pop up on the screen. Based on what you've seen today, do you have a piece of learning that you could apply the ADKAR model to today? Just give everyone a second or two to answer that. It'd be really appreciated. Okay, I can still see a ton of people answering. So I just want to take a step back for a second because I appreciate there's a lot to digest there. The questions are going crazy, and thank you so much for engagement. A lot of people have been asked about the recording. Yes, this is being recorded, so you'll definitely get a copy of this it's in your inbox in the next 24 to 48 hours. But let me just contextualize here what you've just witnessed, right? The Powtoon unified approach, as we call it. This is the transformation that we've been discussing throughout this session, okay? From tactical content creation to strategic change management capability, right? Going from single video outputs to complete campaigns that change behavior inside your organization, from unmeasured deployment to data-driven knowledge activation that I showed you through Powtoon Arena, and then also from just like tool sprawl, okay? Just too many tools, expensive tools in your tech stack to one unified platform infrastructure, okay? So the question really isn't whether this transformation is possible. You've just seen it demonstrated here. The question really is, what's your timeline for implementing this strategic shift in your organization? Okay. Before we move into the Q&A, which we're going to do in a second, I've just got another quick question I want to ask you that's going to pop up on the screen right now. Based on what you've seen today, do you have a piece of learning that you could apply the ADKAR model to today? So the question is going to pop up on the screen. Based on what you've seen today, do you have a piece of learning that you could apply the ADKAR model to today? Just give everyone a second or two to answer that. It'd be really appreciated. Okay, I can still see a ton of people answering. So we're going to move on. Let's move on to the Q&A. And I can see it's been a very active chat and Q&A. I think there's a Q&A box as well. So thank you so much for everyone for doing that. I'm going to just yeah, absolutely. Let's bring up some of the questions. I appreciate also, thanks to my colleagues, thanks to Renan, my Chief Business Officer, who's been answering a lot. Thanks to Nina, Max, a lot of people on the Powtoon side have been answering questions. And I'm just going to go through and choose some of these questions. We've got a question from Brad here asking in the question box, will the timeline ever have the ability to see multiple layers for each asset in the timeline? So Brad's saying, will the timeline ever show each asset in there? So at the moment you have a slide-by-slide timeline. We're working, Brad, on something we call the global timeline, which is, if you want, one single timeline covering your entire Powtoon with every single asset, offering multiple layers on that timeline. We estimate that to be towards the end of Q4 this year, so the end of the year towards the beginning of January. Okay, so that's coming very, very soon as well. Katie is asking, how do I know if I'm on an enterprise account? So how do I know if I'm on an enterprise account? When you go to Powtoon, look at the URL. If it says powtoon.com at the beginning or www.powtoon.com, you're on what we call our public self-serve side. If you have the name of your organization there, so your name's Katie, so katie.powtoon.com in your URL will indicate that you're on an enterprise account. We've got Sandra Guzman asking, can we automatically select to have subtitles added to these videos? Yes, in the studio, you'll have if I give a second, I can probably show you. In the studio, you'll have a box on the right-hand side, just next to your menu where it says subtitles. You'll be able to, I'll bring that up in a second whilst I answer some more questions. I've got a few questions here from Frank. Frank Diaz is saying, you'll probably answer this in the session. I didn't, but do you connect to Sora 2 and Nano Banana? Sora 2, no, or at least not yet. We connect to Google Veo. And Nano Banana, not right now, but coming in about 2 weeks' time. So Nano Banana, everyone may or may not know, is a AI, not just text-to-image tool, but just an image-to-image tool, an AI advanced image generation / editor tool, right? We're thinking of it as like advanced, like Adobe Photoshop inside Powtoon, or Adobe Photoshop as it would be in 2030 inside Powtoon, replacing the need for Adobe Photoshop. So Frank, that's coming very, very soon as well. A lot of questions. Okay, so I appreciate Renan has answered a lot of these questions in the chat, so I probably won't go to those. Well, they're flying in there. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got Marinia saying a previous problem found that only the Powtoon owner could download the video file. Could a feature be added where there's more than one owner who can download it? Well, absolutely. If the I've just been asked to stop my screen share. There we go. Sorry, Mitch. If the owner has shared the Powtoon with you, you will be able to download that video as well. I've got a question here for Mitch, and I apologize, Mitch. I was sharing my screen. Nobody could see you, but there we go. Well, okay, this is from Karen. Karen's saying, fascinating, but as an instructional designer, I rarely receive a document like the one used in this example to start with. Okay, Karen. So how are you getting your? Okay, so I'm not sure it's a question, but how are you getting your brief then from your SMEs or from your team or from yourself? How would you start the conversion process? Okay, so if you want to come back to that, sorry, I apologize. I thought that was a question for you, Mitch, but it was just a statement. I've got a question from Adriana. Can the videos in Arena be measured once shared on an LMS? So Arena itself is its own sort of enclosed LMS. What you can do, Adriana, is you can take the videos I showed in the demo, and there's like an embed code. You can actually embed them inside an intranet. That could be an LMS if it's I suppose a web-based LMS, or if you have like development control over the LMS, and embed those videos from Arena into your LMS, and then you'll be able to, through Arena, track engagement, track all those analytics. But we do that all for you inside Arena. You wouldn't need to go outside of your LMS. Okay, let's have a look, see if I've got more questions from Mitch. Just bear with me.
I'm getting questions on my own. People
go for it, Mitch. Yes, please.
Yeah, they're doing it from work. There are some work people watching apparently, so I'm getting email questions and
yeah, go for it, Mitch. Do you want to read out a question and answer it?
Well, no, one of them was, can you integrate these Powtoon videos into, we use SAP a lot. We're an SAP house, and we use SAP's Enable Now tool for a lot of our development. And one of the questions specifically was, can we embed these videos in Enable Now for delivery? And the answer is yes, absolutely. You can put the video as an MP4 and put it right into your training.
Absolutely, yeah. MP4 means you can, of course, upload it into any any system, any solution, anything at all. Mitch, I've got a question for you as well from Anna from Stockholm, one of my favorite cities in the whole world. Beautiful city. Mitch, how do you, Mitch, yourself usually start off connecting the SME knowledge, right? So the brief maybe from the SME to the change management journey. How does that process actually start for you at Lockheed?
Yeah. Well, we engage subject matter experts in a lot of ways. The huge project that I'm working now, we have some very formal channels. So it really depends upon the scale at which you're doing, right? Do you have a relationship with the subject matter expert? Do you have access to the subject matter expert, to sponsors, etc.? So there are some I teach change management, so I could take 3 days to explain this to you if you want, but you probably don't want that. There are a number of
about 3 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. There are a number of engagement tools. So I teach the ProSci methodology. ProSci provides a number of engagement tools to engage the what I would say the project sponsor more than the subject matter expert, because if we're talking about change management versus training is only one component of change management. So you have to identify what the problem is they're trying to solve, or what the goal, or what the benefits to the organization is of the project. What's the project objective? What are you trying to achieve with the project? So we start from that angle, and then as we work our way through the protocols provided to us in the methodology, then we eventually land at what is the training need, or how do we fill that knowledge gap, if that's an identified gap. Because with ADKAR, you work from left to right. So in sequence, is there an awareness gap? Is there a desire gap? Is there a knowledge gap? Which one do we address first? Because folks may be completely aware of the need for change, and may want to participate, but just have no idea how to participate. So in that knowledge gap, then you determine from there, what knowledge gaps need to be filled, and then you can narrow down to your ADDIE approach for actually creating that content. So that's my ADKAR answer in 30 seconds.
Brilliant. I've got another question for you from that about change management journey. This is Sarah from London. How, again, for you, Mitch, how have you experienced the impact of video in your change management journey over at Lockheed? So the impact of video, how has that been?
Yeah, it's tremendous. We've been using video I've been doing training for 27 years. And so I built the very first e-learning course at Lockheed Martin, as a matter of fact. And from the very beginning, it was either interaction or video. The impact of video is unmistakable. The problem with video is that it's labor intensive to produce. And our initial video for the big project, we're going through a big digital transformation right now. And I worked on the video, the first intro video that we did very manually. We have a whole media department that put that together, and it took months to put that video together. And today, that was a few years ago, today with Powtoon, we could do it in an afternoon, and we wouldn't have to go back and forth and redo all of the narration. I have the golden microphone. I'm the narrator for that video. And it just took way too long. And the power of the video is important, but the amount of labor that puts in it sometimes yields diminishing returns, right? It's
not to mention the expense of doing it as well.
Well, yeah. This is a way better solution than the way we did it even 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, brilliant. Guys, I am going to just field another question ourselves here from Powtoon. We are always developing new solutions here at Powtoon, and so we're going to launch another poll, and the poll is, which of the following challenges or use cases would you most like Powtoon to develop? You can see it on the screen there, a solution for next. So we've developed our ADKAR solution. Which other challenges or use cases would you most like Powtoon to develop a solution for you next? Whilst people are answering that, I'm just going to go back to Karen, who, when I posed the question to you before, she said she doesn't use a document like the one we showed, the PDF document. She wouldn't use a PDF document to upload into the ADKAR transformation tool that we have. She's saying it was a rough draft of content from PowerPoint. Absolutely. So you can take that PowerPoint and upload it. You can even, into our ADKAR solution, you can copy paste the text from the PowerPoint, upload it. Tables, charts, anything in the pack, you can upload that, Karen. So I wanted to answer that question for you as well.
We storyboard and script all of our content, before we ever, regardless of what tool we're developing it in. So that's always
yeah, absolutely. So any type of and also Sarah, Karen and everyone else, just to clarify, you can also upload multiple documents, and I did mention that in the demo. But if you've got, maybe, let's use the topic of business ethics, that document that we used with Accenture, that's one document. If you have a host of resources, so multiple documents, okay, and eventually things like videos, URLs, MP3s, you'll be able to upload, and now you can upload multiple documents, multiple file, multiple resources into ADKAR to get to, and we'll align all that all that information, all that compelling keynotes, we'll align that into one, and we will generate those videos off multiple documents as well. I do have a number of questions people have been asking. I'm just trying to find the questions box there where I selected the question. Frank has been asking about voiceovers. So can we add our own voiceover? So what we have the ability for you to do, Frank, is actually create your own custom avatar. So we showed you the avatar on the screen. Powtoon has the ability for you to create your own custom avatar. In the process of doing so, your voice, or whoever's voice, it might be your CEO, your director, yourself, your voice would also be cloned and available for you inside our text-to-speech tool. So you would then be able to use your own voice independently of an avatar. Now, if you're interested in that, Frank, you do need to be an enterprise customer. So if you have an enterprise account, reach out to your CSM. If you don't know who that is, just reach out to support@powtoon.com, asking that question, and we'll respond to you, and we'll be happy to assist. We've got a number of questions about languages, right? So of course, the content, the whole webinar, but the content we showed on the screen, the avatar, the text on the screen was all in English. But we do support, I think, up to about 95 different languages, all of which, everything you saw on the screen right? So we're talking the avatars on the screen, the text-to-speech, the professional voiceover that you heard, the text on the screen as well can all be automatically translated at the click of a button into numerous languages as well. So you completely cut down the time of sending your Powtoon, your script, whatever, to a native speaker, and you're able to do that. So yes, we support multiple languages as well. Just seeing if there's any other questions I should be asking. We've got Rachel. It's a question for Powtoon saying we need more healthcare related assets that have been validated by a healthcare professional, i.e. the person inserting an IV has gloves on. Okay, appreciate that, Rachel. Our product team are all attending this. We'll definitely get back to that as well. Great question here from Raquel. I think everyone will be able to see it. It's a question here. It says, please can you address intellectual property rights? I'm going to answer that, Raquel. I assume you're talking to you're talking about two things possibly. Potentially the stock media that we offer you in Powtoon, as well as what you're uploading into Powtoon. Let's say if you were using our ADKAR model and you have maybe a document with IP, intellectual property, copyrighted in it. So on the Powtoon side, all the stock media, that's images, videos, avatars, voices, sound effects, everything is suitable for commercial use. We have there's no IP on it, there's no royalty restriction on it, so you can use it for commercial use. If you have an enterprise account, that's including the resale of those, let's say the content you create in Powtoon to a third party if you're an agency. In the topic of uploading anything that might have IP restrictions on it into Powtoon, so of course you're uploading into Powtoon, but what I will say is Powtoon partner with only the most trusted integration partners. I mentioned some before, so Google VO, 11 Labs for voice technology, so on and so forth. They of course adhere to the strongest enterprise grade compliance and security risk, ISO 27001. SOC, GDPR, you have nothing to worry about in that sense. We have with Powtoon, we have, Lockheed Martin, of course, military organization, aerospace organization, some of the world's, dare I say, Mitch, the world's biggest secrets are contained within the walls of Mitch's office. I'm not saying he's uploading them into Powtoon, but these organizations are, partnering with Powtoon, and there's certainly no issue. We can help you with.
Elmo keeps all the secrets. There we go.
All right, Elmo there. He's a secret recording device potentially.
That's right. That's right.
We've got a few minutes left, so I'm just going to take maybe one more question. Okay, so we've got a question again. I guess this is for Powtoon. This is from Eric. Eric Anderson, thank you for posting your question, Eric. Is the ADKAR AI video generator in the Powtoon Labs an add-on, or is it an additional license for our company's Powtoon account? It's included already. So if you have an enterprise account, Eric, it's there. Go into the workspace, go to Labs, you will find it there for you as well. So how long have we got left? We only got a couple of minutes left. I appreciate all my team answering a lot of those questions. Stephen's also saying on the subject of healthcare. I just lost that question. It came up. I did see something about PPE, personal protective equipment. Yeah, having a way to confirm proper PPE for any video would be ideal. That is noted. A lot of votes for extra healthcare assets. Thank you, Sherry, as well. By the way, I saw a question earlier. I've lost it now in the chat, but I saw a question about avatars. People were saying, is this the type of generic avatar we can expect? Right? I think someone posted that or words to that effect. I wanted to answer that to say we have about 500 different avatars available in Powtoon. So if you go to your studio, on the right-hand side, you'll see avatars. You'll see an incredible list of up to 500 different ones for a wide variety of ethnicities, of backgrounds, of industry verticals. So healthcare appears prevalently throughout. Military, law enforcement, clerical office, everything is there as well. But you can, of course, customize and build your own avatar as well. That's something we're able to do. Right. So let's have a look if I can grab any more. Okay. So I think that's I think we're good there. So I want to, of course, bring this to an end. So I am gonna like to thank everyone. In fact, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mitch. Mitch Wells from Lockheed Martin. Mitch, for your incredible insights into the ADKAR framework. Thank you for answering those questions. You did so wonderfully. Thank you, Mitch. As always, it's a pleasure working with you. We really appreciate. It's an absolute pleasure. We really appreciate your time, and thank you to everybody for joining our session today. I hope it's been really exciting. I appreciate a lot of you will probably there's a lot of information to digest, so be on the lookout for our recording in your inbox in the next 24 to 48 hours. I tell you what else we'll do. I see there are hundreds of chats and questions. Myself, my team and I of customer success managers, we will go through the chat, we will go through the questions, and later today, tomorrow, by the end of the week, we'll respond to as many of those that I wasn't able to, and that Mitch wasn't able to answer today. We'll respond to you as best we can. So that's my promise to you. So thank you for joining. We've been so excited to bring this exclusive unboxing to you today. So please reach out to discuss further how we can help you implement all of this into your organization. Our team is ready and happy to speak to you. So with that, I'd like to wish you all a pleasant rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time. And until next time, take care.